Donnie boy.
What's up?
Donnie? Yo, what's up, man?
Let me get my headphones.
Yeah, take
I
your
was
time.
I literally just looked at the time and then I was like, I have another minute.
It's all good.
All right.
I'll, I don't think it's too imperative that we stay exactly on schedule just yet.
That's true. That
Yeah.
is. Um
Honestly, I was thinking a lot about what we're going to talk about tonight. First of all, have you looked outside tonight? The moon is very spooky.
no,
Very
let
spook.
me
Very
check.
spooky moon. What?
I wanna see.
Oh, are you going to go outside right now and look?
Where is it?
You're gonna have to walk out of your area and check it out. It is a very very spooky moon tonight. It's like bright red out there, so it's a perfect night to talk about nightmares.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, isn't it
The way the
terrifying?
clouds surround it is very sexy.
Yeah, this is a evil moon tonight. This is good. This is good. So let's get right into it. We got a couple listeners on the line, and if you guys have any cool nightmares you want to share with us, please. We don't bite unless you God, I sound like I was about to make a dad joke. Unless you want us
I
to.
I do bite because I'm vampire.
Oh my God, get out of here. Get out of town. Um,
Okay, wait. I'm taking a picture of the moon because Zaina keeps screaming at me to take one. So
okay,
this
go
is for
for it.
you, Zaina.
Oh, I'd also like, but before we start, oh, by the way, uh, my name is Fat Matt, and I'm on the line with Donnie, my friend,
Gang gang.
my partner in crime, my
Hells
number
yeah.
one, my ride or die. We uh, we both joined the army and didn't know what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah, and then we
I guess.
became best friends over like one conversation over
We
I don't
did.
even know what about.
Oh, about trans rights. That's literally what it was.
Your
Yeah,
period.
yeah. So anyway, so tonight, so this is Slasher Stereo, and tonight we're talking about nightmares and dreams. And I hashtagged it as health because I didn't want to put movies. So whatever, man.
Not
So
health.
so you and I have been through we've been through quite a bit in life. We've seen a lot of things. I would say it reflects in our dreams. Not to say that that happens for everyone, but for me, ever since I was a kid, I've been in some stressful situations, some bad situations, and when I try to sleep at night, I get pretty stressed out. And yeah, I used to wake up screaming all the time. I had bad night terrors all throughout my childhood, and I know you've had some really bad dreams, and you've seen some things in your sleep and outside of your sleep. I know
Hells yeah.
we both have our own ghost stories, but we'll have to save that for another talk because we got some good ones for the people. But I know you're a person that can see beyond the veil. I've definitely I've seen a couple ghosts in my lifetime. I wouldn't say I'm very sensitive to it, but I've seen a couple, and yeah, it reflects in my dreams. Um, so let's start off with let's just warm up here. Do you want to give one of your nightmares that you remember specifically?
Yeah, so this is a really weird nightmare that I have. And trigger warning. So I'm like sleeping. I have this really weird dream that I'm sleeping in my mom's room, like on the
Mm-hmm.
floor,
Yeah.
and the window opens. I don't see anyone, but the window opens. And I'm like, Mom, something's about to come into the window. She can't hear me because I lost my voice.
Of course.
And so a guy, creepy ass old man, comes into my window. And like time freezes when I look at him. And I'm trying to get up and run. And I cannot run because, my dreams hate me. You can never run when you're in danger.
Yeah.
And the dream will transition and we're all downstairs and my mom is telling me to go get my brother because he's upstairs. And I'm like, why do I have to be the one to get up and go and get him? You know that I'm afraid of the dark. And so I go up the steps and something keeps pulling me back down. I finally run up and I get to my room. And again, something pulls me down. And then, like, something will run towards me and then I wake up. That is a dream that I have literally all the time. And I
Oh, so
don't
this
know
is a
why.
recurring dream.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
See, I didn't. Okay, I didn't realize that. That's pretty crazy,
It's horrible. It's a mess.
dude. So I have a certain character that always comes into my dreams. I know him like specifically.
What?
That's funny. Yeah. So okay. So when I was a kid, see, I'm a little bit older than you. I grew up in the '90s. I was really into Goosebumps. I think we all kind of were back then. I was telling you this
Yeah.
the other night. So I had this T-shirt growing up of The Haunted Mask Part Two. Now I don't know if you've ever seen The Haunted Mask, but it's a pretty famous Goosebumps book, and the episode of the TV series was pretty one of the more popular ones because it was about a Halloween mask that a kid puts on, and it stays attached to their face and it starts becoming part of them.
Kind of like the
So
mask.
yeah, kind of like the mask, exactly. Um, and it's funny. It was green as well too. Also, that like slime green was like the most popular color in the '90s because everybody was obsessed with slime and like goblins and stuff like that. Just monsters. Monsters were kind of making a popular comeback. So, so the Haunted Mask Part Two was more of like it was like a different face. It was still green, but it was like this old witch face. Anybody who's my age probably honestly knows what I'm talking about because Goosebumps being a popular book series, you've probably seen it before. But it's this kid with this old witch face, and he always shows up in my dreams. And you and me are very similar people. Like if we see somebody being left out, or if we see them like being treated kind of shitty, we'll speak up and we'll be like, "Hey, why don't you come
Mm-hmm.
over and eat with us?" and stuff like that. Um, and so this kid is always in my dreams with this old witch face, and he just stands there, like kind of far away from the group. Like I'll be playing kickball, and he's just standing there, and I'm always like, "Hey," and of course his name is non-existent because it's in a dream. Um, but I say his name, and I'm like, "Hey, why don't you come over with us?" And he just stands there quietly. Then I just stand with him. I always end up just hanging out with him, and we don't say anything to each other. But he's in tons of my dreams. I also have the same house in a lot of my dreams too. It's not a house I've ever been to. It's just it's always there. But
Wait, have
okay,
you seen his face? You've seen his face, right?
but that's what I'm saying. His face is the mask from
Oh,
the haunted mask
right.
is the haunted mask part two. Yeah, you'd have to Google it. Maybe I'll send you a picture. But it's literally like this old green witch face. But he's always in my dreams. But I let me get into one of my nightmares from when I was a kid. I had nightmares like crazy, but this was one that kind of stuck with me because Freddy Krueger's in it, and I used to dream about Freddy Krueger a lot because he scared the shit out of me as a kid. I saw the first film, the original Nightmare on Elm Street in 1998, and I didn't sleep for I don't even know how long, weeks. Like I truly just could not sleep. I was so afraid of those things being, reality, like a demon that is somehow can get
Mm-hmm.
into your dreams. And in a lot of ways, I do believe those things exist, succubus, incubus type of entities, but that's like for a whole other chat. So anyway, so uh, um, so in my dream, I'm upstairs. This was at my mom's house in Philly, and I'm upstairs, and all of a sudden, Freddy Krueger comes out of the mirror. I think it was the bathroom mirror. We used to have this big mirror on the back of the
Mm.
door. So he comes out of the mirror,
Mm-mm.
and he kills my sister. He stabs her in the stomach, and
Huh.
then my mom and I run to out of the house into the driveway. The driveways in that neighborhood were all connected, so it was like two houses would share a driveway. It's not really like that where you and I live.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that really at all. But in Philly, that's
We don't
pretty
even have
common in
driveways.
the area that I grew up. What?
I said we don't even
What'd you
have
say?
driveways.
Yeah, we do. Some of the houses in Wilmington do, but yeah, most of them don't have any driveways. Um, so anyway, so me and my mom run out the door, and the driveway cracks into lava, and I hop on one of the like lava rocks, and I'm standing there, and like my shoes are melting, and I just remember Freddy Krueger grabbing this huge sword, and he dips it in lava, and he runs up on my neighbor's roof because the roofs were kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but those houses like they had like like kind of like lowered roofs in some spots, so you could like climb up on there. Like we used to climb up on shit all the time, or I used to like climb out on my window area and just hang out. And he
Right.
hops up there, and he dips this sword in lava, and he drops it on my mom, and I watch the sword slice my mom from head to foot, and she her two halves of her body start peeling like a potato, and I see all of her
Yikes.
insides, like her heart's like still beating and her guts are still moving and stuff. Yeah, that movie really scared me as a
That is
kid.
a traumatizing movie.
Yeah,
What the
just
actual
I don't
fuck?
know. Well, because okay, so imagine in 1998, right? I didn't even like. I know the internet existed and like some people had it, but we didn't have much money, so like I didn't have like a computer really. Like I had one at my dad's house, but it didn't go on the internet. Like that was still like a new thing for me. Like I don't think I really used the internet until like I want to say like 2002. So
Not me being 2 years old.
right. Yeah. Well, I was like 12. I was like 11, 12 years old. So, yeah, because like, it took a while. Like my family finally was like, we got a computer, and like you didn't really need one for schoolwork. You still wrote everything by hand back then. So like it wasn't like that big a deal. And and it was like a lot of kids use computers for games, and my parents were like, well, we got you a game console. We don't need to get you a computer on top of that, really, until like later on. So anyway, so had a computer at my dad's, but not my mom's. So 1998, I watched this movie. It's about a child killer. So, and I'm a child at the time, and then the killer gets killed, and now he's able to come into your dreams. So yeah, I was pretty terrified of that as a kid because like
Yikes.
Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, I guess Pinhead to an extent. Those really didn't scare me. Um, I would watch those all the time. I was really into Friday the 13th movies growing up as a little kid, and Godzilla. I would rent like Jason Goes to Hell, and then like Godzilla on Monster Island, and like the same at the video store. And my mom was cool with it because she was a single mom, and she liked horror movies because she liked the survival aspect of them. So
Yeah, my
so we'd watch like
mom watched horror movies all the time with me. And then I grew up and I was like, I'm not fucking with this shit because listen, I be fucking lucid dreaming and I don't have time to be seeing this shit in my
really. So
dreams. Like
you're able to lucid dream, huh?
I lucid dream every single time I fucking lay on my back.
Are you serious?
I lucid dream. I swear to
So
God, it's why I don't
you're
like
able
laying
to
on
like
every time
control.
I okay, here's the weird thing about me when I go to sleep. So if I
Okay.
go to sleep and I'm having a really good dream and I get woken
Yeah.
up, I can lay back down and continue my dreams.
Really?
I used to have like really good dreams. I didn't want them to end. And so I would
Yeah.
save them. I would act like I was saving something in like on a computer. And I would do like
Yeah.
the loading screen like saving and I would give it a title and everything. And then
Yeah.
when I would go to sleep that night, I would just load the dream back up and continue where it left off.
What?
I swear to God. And I used to have to sleep in like the same position and I would save the position in my mind. Like, okay, for this dream, I have to sleep with like my head on my arm a certain way and like my leg a certain way. And I would be able to resume the dream the exact same way every single time.
Dude, that's amazing. I did not know that
It was
about you.
really weird.
That is really cool. Like your brain somehow is able to memorize. That is really wild. I wonder how many other people can do that. That's really cool.
I don't know. It's really weird, creepy shit. Like, who the fuck's